Hey guys, and welcome back to the ranch. It's currently like 90 plus degrees here at the ranch, so I thought it's the perfect time to take care of my new to me Toro 2000 CCR or Toro CCR 2000 snowblower. Zooming in there. I picked this up from a good buddy of mine. It's been probably standing at his place for a while, because he's got a two-stage and didn't really need the single stage anymore. And for me, the single stage is perfect because that's about all the amount of snow we get here. Anyway, today I want to do three things, just kind of prepare it for winter. That is, I want to change the spark plug, change the fuel filter that's inside, and I'm also going to drain out the little bit of fuel that's left inside here. So be able to top it off with brand new ones, and I figure I'd take you guys along to show you what there is to do as a basically tune-up on a small two-stroke single stage snowblower. Two-stroke meaning it's the oil and the gasoline are mixed in one in a 50-to-1 ratio, in case you didn't know that. So anyway, in our case, you can see there's not a lot of access doors anywhere on here. We're going to have to remove this faceplate here, and then afterwards we're going to have to remove this bottom cover here, because the components we want to get to are actually hidden behind here. So we're going to have to remove first off these three bolts here. You can either use a socket or a flathead screwdriver, and then we're going to continue to whatever kind of screws or bolts hold on this cover down here. So let's get started. Alright, I got you guys set up on my homemade little tripod. Now I'm going to use an 8mm socket for this. The closest I have, you can see there is a bit of play in here, because it is actually SAE. But since these bolts don't really hold that tight anyway, there's not really a risk of stripping anything out. Alright, now before we go any further, I'm going to remove the key. Probably should have done that before already, but just in case, so it definitely cannot start, which it shouldn't be able to anyway. Now we can pull out the faceplate and just kind of hang it here on the side. That is the sound of my tripod. So, now let's have a look what we got here. We've got on the underside, it's actually part of the handle. One bolt here, one bolt here that actually holds this plastic here in place. There's nothing else on the bottom. So let's get to screwing those out. So here I'm going to be using a 10mm socket. Again, this would be SAE, but since these things don't hold too tight, I'm not worried about stripping out the bolt heads. I really gotta get myself an SAE set at some point. If anybody would like to donate me one, hit me up. I'm looking for sponsors. Alright, now comes the fun part and trying to wiggle this thing out, because you have to, move you guys over here, navigate it here around the handle. You can see it sits actually above it, and you got to navigate it out and around. Same on the other side. And you want to do this fairly gently. I'm not sure how old the machine is, but everybody knows plastic is kind of brittle. Same on the other side. And there we go. I'll put that plastic thing away. Alright, now the choke lever is here. You push in, pull out. And if I move you guys over, you will see there is a pin. Where are you? There you are. There's a pin here that is connected into the choke lever here on the carb. So if I move that out, I can actually move away this thing to the side here, and we have better access to what we want. One would be the spark plug, and two, all right, they didn't even put one in on this model. Normally these models have a fuel filter in between here. It's basically just a little sieve, I think the word is called. It just catches debris. It doesn't really filter anything. So yeah, let's see. We can see the amount of fuel that's left here, and we're just going to unclamp that fuel line and drain it out. But let's get to the spark plug. So we want to pull out the boot very gently, and now let's pull out the spark plug to see what that actually looks like. So for those who are wondering, it is a 3/4 inch spark plug socket that you're going to need. And yes, here I do have the correct one. I picked those up a little while ago. Let's quickly loosen that. Pull out the spark plug. And we can see the spark plug is rather dirty. A lot of schmutz on there. So it's about time we replace it. And good thing I got replacement parts. Gotta clean up around the ring a bit. As you can see, it is a bit grimy. So let's get some brake cleaner and a towel and quickly clean that up. Got my new spark plug right here, and tighten that up a bit by hand first. Now take the socket and give it like a half a turn, maybe 3/4. There we go. Boot back on. Spark plug is done. Now let's head over to the fuel line filter, which in my case does not exist, but I did pick one up. They look like this. Let me take it out of the packaging quickly. You see, all it is kind of an inline filter that sits in between here and these fuel lines. It's just a mesh. Let's see if we can get it to focus. If I have to turn it right, probably can't see. There's just a mesh in between there that would catch any larger debris from the fuel tank. I'm probably just gonna make sure it does fit on the fuel line, and then I will just cut the fuel line and take some hose clamps, which I got plenty of, and clamp this in between, just as some extra safety in case something will fall into the fuel tank. So let me move you guys around and get in position, and let's get started. All right, I want to drain out this fuel that's in here. Got myself a little container, and I'm gonna do that by loosening this clamp, but just let it drain out. Now if you would have a filter in here and you were going to go change it and you didn't want to drain out the fuel, you'd have to get yourself a fuel line clamp that can actually clamp down on the hose without damaging it and prevent all the fuel from running out. But since I want to take that out anyway, it does not matter. Move this to the side here. Okay, pull this off now. And there's also going to be some fuel coming probably out of the carb. Oh, beautiful. I don't know how old this fuel is, what kind of mixture it is. It's a nice green color. And I'm just going to let this drain out. Alright, got all that nasty fuel drained out. Smells bad. Now we're just gonna put the fuel line back here on the carb and clamp it back down, and then we'll get to mounting in that filter. Let me get you guys back on here. Hopefully you see. There we go. There we go. And I figure filter will probably be good around here, so I'm gonna just make a cut here in the fuel line. Hope you guys can see. Probably not. Let me move it to the side. Alright, guys. Still do not have a tripod. So still dripping out a bit of fuel here. Got my towel to suck that up. Guys know how it is. It always dribbles a bit. Alright, this one and this one. Here. Correct ones. Put one here. Facing outwards, please. Get my filter. Just nicely work that on. Oh yeah. Same thing on the other side. Oh yeah, there we go. Now, move this up here. Let's see, do I have a socket small enough? I do. This is a 6mm socket. I just decided to move off. Doesn't want to work on a Sunday. Alright, let's tighten this bad boy up. Nice and snug. Don't over tighten it, because one thing we don't want to do is crush the plastic filter, as I'm not sure how strong it actually is. Okay, get this here, do the same thing. Start tightening it up. Should definitely hold steady. All right, basically already got the whole lawnmower serviced, besides putting the stuff on backwards again. Now I'm not going to clean the carburetor out right now. I'm gonna see how it runs. Worst case, I'm gonna have to open it up again and check how the carburetor works. I mean, clean it if it doesn't work right. There we go. So now we want to put everything back the way we found it. So in my case, I did unplug the starter switch here, so plug that back in. This one, move out of my way. And wanna guide the, I don't even see if you guys see anything. Maybe guide the choke rod back into here. Oh, I could use another set of hands. But yes, basically just do it reverse of what you had it before. That'll work fine. There we go. Perfect. Now, take your El Cheapo plastic again, wiggle that in. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start the mower first, see if anything leaks, see how it runs, and then I'm going to go put that plastic back on. So if you don't want to watch me struggle to try to start it, skip ahead to whatever. I'll put a timestamp somewhere. And yeah, just skip ahead. I guess I better put this in, otherwise people are gonna say, you don't have no gas in case it doesn't start. So, I hope you see me putting in fresh gas. Ugh, I hate two-stroke gas. A little more. There we go. Gave it a good drink. So, let's see how I make a fool of myself. Grabbing the key. I'm gonna turn it back on. Close this up. Turn it to the on position. Prime it several times. Pull the choke out. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Well, seems to run just fine. I'm gonna let it run for a couple more minutes and then we're going to close it up. Alright, let's wiggle this plastic back on. Take the key out again, just in case. Move this guy up here out of the way. And there we go. That's it. That's how to do your basic service on a two-stroke, well, pretty much two-stroke anything, but definitely on a two-stroke snowblower, single stage. And remember, do it early in the season, or rather late in summer, early fall, before the first snowfall comes. Where I live, first snow can be here in October already, and it's already almost September, so I'd rather do it now when I still sweat because it's warm, instead of when I'm freezing and my hands are freezing and all that stuff and trying to wear gloves and everything. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful for you. You know, it costs at least $100 if you bring it to any small engine repair shop to do this tune-up. It's really simple. The parts, the spark plug is like $4. The filter was like $4. So yeah, like under $10 worth of parts here. Fresh fuel, you're gonna need that anyway. Always make sure you're using fresh fuel in these devices, especially in snowblowers, because when it's cold outside, they really want fresh fuel to start easily, and you don't want to be cranking in a snowstorm. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment. Let's interact. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like. And I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Thanks.